The next scam message you get might already know your name, your travel plans, and exactly how to scare you into clicking. This isn't random. It's targeted, automated, and powered by AI. From the latest Booking.com breach to under 16 social media bans to AI summaries replacing traditional search engines, the rules of the digital world are being rewritten. Here's what you need to know. Has your phone been blowing up with very believable scam messages? This is part of a sophisticated scheme. Attackers often don't spam randomly anymore. They use real user data and AI to craft convincing messages. Like in the recent Booking.com breach. With booking details, names, and contact info, hackers can target people directly. Here's how AI is making both hacking and protection more powerful. Booking.com confirmed that hackers accessed customer data. According to the platform, financial details have not been stolen. The company didn't state how many people were affected, but they have handled billions of bookings over time. Booking has recently begun notifying users, so check for alerts and PIN resets. Booking has reset reservation PINs for affected users. If the breach makes you nervous, you could proactively change your Booking.com password and the password of your linked email account. Now, how are hackers using your stolen data? Some users have reported getting phishing messages on WhatsApp that included their actual booking details. This isn't new for Booking.com, but with AI, the problem gets even worse. Scams were often sloppy, which meant you could spot them. With AI, hackers can take the stolen data, analyze it, and generate believable messages that target you personally. Some attackers go even further. Attackers are using AI tools like OpenAI's ChatGPT or Anthropic's Claude. In a recent case, someone targeted government systems in Mexico. They used AI to map out the infrastructure, summarize weak points, suggest what to attack next, and even help write hundreds of custom attack scripts. Over 400 of them. And the crucial part, the AI not only helped write the base scripts, but also assisted in the execution. With AI, it's not a new kind of hacking, but the old scams are faster, better, and way more precise. The real weaknesses remain the same. Unpatched systems, weak passwords, human errors. But here's the good news. AI can also make the defense stronger. US tech giant Anthropic recently started Project Glasswing. They are providing Claude Mythos Preview, a highly advanced, unreleased AI model to select organizations. The goal? Find vulnerabilities before attackers do. Mythos reportedly already discovered thousands of security flaws, including some that had been hiding in software for decades. Companies are essentially hacking their own systems. Security teams provide code, APIs, logs, system architecture, and more. AI analyzes the data and identifies suspicious areas. For this, it needs to reason across complex architectures, including older and interconnected systems, something Anthropic claims Mythos can do. Humans then test and fix the weaknesses. Human verification matters because even a strong model can overstate risk or misunderstand program state. That's the AI strategy for companies, but what about us users? You're already protected by AI every day. Your phone and email use AI to flag or block spam messages and calls, often before you see them. Your browser uses AI signals to warn you about fake or dangerous websites. Additionally, you can use AI to help detect spam. If you get a message that feels real but slightly off, paste it into an AI chat and ask if it's spam. Chatbots can also help you analyze links without opening them. Does the URL look suspicious? But the most important thing is still you. Don't click immediately. Don't just enter your details. Staying safe in 2026 is about slowing down to think. Stay alert. I told myself I'd scroll for 5 minutes and suddenly it's midnight. That's by design. And parents are worried about what these social media apps are doing to young minds.
These days, every spare moment is spent scrolling.
Courts agree. Meta and YouTube were just ordered to pay millions to a young woman who said her social media addiction led to years of anxiety, depression, and body image issues. The issue has become so serious that governments are stepping in. Australia already made the move, full social media ban for under 16s. Others are following suit. So, should social media really be off limits for kids? And what does that mean for everyone else? Let's start with the core problem. The real issue isn't just kids scrolling too much, it's about why they can't stop. Every like, every notification and every scroll is giving your brain tiny rewards. The algorithm is constantly learning about you and the things you like to see on your feed. So the more you scroll, the harder it gets to stop. Researchers say heavy use is linked to poorer mental health, especially in teens. But are bans really the solution? First, which countries besides Australia are looking to ban or already do so? Indonesia restricts access for children under 16, as does the Indian state Karnataka. France is in the process of passing a ban for under 15-year-olds. Bans are being discussed in the UK, Denmark, Greece, Spain, Ireland, Malaysia, Norway, Italy, China, Slovenia and Austria. So yeah, it's a global issue. Yet, researchers aren't entirely clear about the effects of social media, because social media isn't all that bad. For some people, that's where their friends are, where they can express themselves and where they find communities they don't have in real life. A ban could also limit access to news and slow digital skill development. And some fear a ban could push kids to even more unregulated corners of the internet.
I think banning mainstream platforms will only force younger people to go towards platforms where there's more dangerous things, like the dark web and stuff.
In Australia, the ban went into full effect in December 2025. So how's it going there? Just a few months in, there are already some problems. Platforms aren't enforcing the rules. Kids can still sign up. 1/5 of Australian teenagers under 16 were still using social media 2 months after the ban.
It's just kind of pointless. It's just we're just gonna create new ways to get on these platforms. So what's the point, you know?
Australia aims to tighten the rules. By the way, kids who break the rules and their parents will face no fines. Australia puts all the responsibility on the platforms. That's where age verification comes in. Brazil, for example, just took a massive step with the digital ECA, also known as the FELCA law. It requires robust age verification to access what is considered high-risk content, including certain parts of social media. You might have to show your ID or even scan your face. This creates a new problem: privacy. You're handing over your personal and biometric data. We're stuck between two risks.
A system that's absolutely bulletproof oftentimes collects way too much, and a system that does nothing also might be problematic right now, and I think we're always grappling between that.
And the systems aren't perfect. They can often be wrong, especially in the case of ethnic minorities. They can also be fooled by masks, for example, or other ways. Bottom line, there is no simple answer. Bans might help in some ways, but they don't fix the core issue, because social media isn't going anywhere. What do you think? Should platforms be fully responsible, or do we all need to rethink how we use this stuff? Let us know. Google search, as we know it, seems to be dying. In 2025, classic searches were down 33%. For many of us, AI is the new front door to the internet. We're moving from the search engine era to the answer engine era. AI chatbots like ChatGPT, Gemini and Claude are now handling millions of queries that used to go straight to a classic search bar. What's more, Google search itself is cannibalizing its own results with AI summaries. By pinning them at the very top, other results are less visible. And that has caused many websites to lose a massive chunk of their traffic overnight. AI search is convenient, but what exactly does it change for us? AI fundamentally changes what information we see when we search online. Remember the good old Google search? A list of links, ranked according to factors like keywords, popularity, and source. Now, AI interprets information and writes up an answer seemingly tailored to your needs. But that AI-generated summary often amplifies larger voices and hides smaller minority aspects. Because AI is trained on dominant sources. The system mirrors the majority view and sidelines perspectives that appear less frequently online. AI search is also creating a new kind of information inequality. Depending on what language you use, your results might vary wildly. If you aren't searching in a major language, you might be left with shallow or outdated info. And remember, AI makes mistakes, and it lies convincingly. The summaries can present speculations or errors with unwarranted confidence. AI is the new gatekeeper for information and for products. While information providers seem to be scrambling to keep up, some businesses are already racing to secure their spot in AI answers. The industry is currently in the Wild West phase. Reportedly, companies are trying to trick AI by using shady tactics to get their brands mentioned. This includes self-serving listicles with their own product at number one. These articles are designed to look like neutral reviews, even though they are effectively ads written to manipulate the AI's training data. Another tactic is hidden prompts. Marketers embed AI-targeted phrases, hoping the model will pick up the cues and repeat their preferred product messages. Now, without any tricks, how can websites increase their visibility the legitimate way? Well, the old playbook is unfortunately burning up. Keywords and backlinks used to be effective strategies to direct people to your pages, but in this new world, the focus is shifting. It is now much more important to influence how AI interprets, summarizes, and recommends information. Okay, what does that even mean? In a nutshell, your brand needs to be talked about everywhere. On social media like Reddit, in niche blogs, and preferably in news articles. If AI finds enough proof that you are the expert, it will tell the users you're the expert. If you aren't being mentioned in the places that AI crawls, you effectively don't exist. Experts argue this will disproportionately disadvantage smaller pages and enterprises who don't have years of online presence and can't afford experts to optimize their online appearance everywhere. To sum it up, users get fast, instant summaries. But unless the underlying AI systems become more transparent and less biased, the convenience comes at a high cost. Less diversity, less accuracy, and, as websites lose traffic and money, less information on the open web. What's your take on all of this? Let us know. And that's all from me today. Bye and see you next time.